Today, we will talk about how to get out of your apartment lease early. Let's have a look at the details. You got a new job somewhere else. Your significant other broke up with you. Or maybe your apartment is just falling apart. Whatever it is, it's time to leave your apartment. The only problem is that you have several months left on your lease. In this case, you'll have to try to get out of your lease without too much trouble or expense. Keep watching the steps to get out of a lease at the lowest cost to you. The first step is reading your lease. Look for an opt-out clause. Find your lease agreement and review it for an opt-out clause that specifies your rights and responsibilities in the event that you decide to break the lease. Find a replacement renter, if necessary. Some rental agreements require that you find a replacement renter if you break your lease. Check to see that your landlord is meeting his or her obligations. In most cases, your lease will also specify the required duties of the landlord, including things like responding to complaints and repair requests. The second step is talking to your landlord. Talk to your landlord as soon as possible. Because many lease agreements require advance notice when you leave your lease, it's best to communicate your intentions to your landlord as early as possible. Explain your situation. Before you do anything else, simply try to explain to your landlord what your situation is. It's likely that they've had other tenants get out of leases before and are likely able to offer a few possible solutions. Work with your landlord to find a replacement renter. Consider a termination agreement. If you are unable or unwilling to find a replacement renter, your lease or landlord may offer you the chance to simply pay your way out of the lease with a termination agreement. The third step is finding loopholes in your lease. Check your area's laws. Every city, state, or region has its own laws. In order to know how you can legally break your lease, take a look at yours. Check to see if your lease agreement is legally valid. Many landlords use standard form lease agreements. This can potentially lead to errors that will make the lease agreement legally invalid in your city or state. While this will require hiring a lawyer, the overall costs will likely be cheaper than paying the remainder of your rent. Find something in your apartment that is dangerous. Your landlord is required to repair conditions that materially affect the physical health and safety of an ordinary tenant. In most cases, you must give the landlord time to make the repair and send another written notice before you can take legal action. Take action if the landlord has violated your right to privacy. If your landlord is violating your privacy rights, that is also grounds for legally breaking a lease. He or she is only allowed on the premises with your knowledge. And the fourth step is avoiding fines and penalties. Negotiate a lease break agreement. If your lease doesn't already have a lease break clause that specifies what you must do in order to break the lease, then you'll have to work this out with the landlord. Check your landlord's duty to rent. This may be found in your lease as the landlord's duty to mitigate damages. That means that in the situation where you don't pay your rent, your landlord can't just sit back and wait to sue you. Give adequate and polite notice. If you don't have a legal reason for leaving, and even if you do, give notice that you will be vacating the premises. And be polite about it. The more mature and respectful you are, the less likely your landlord will decide to be a pain on your side. Written notice 30 days prior to leaving is best. Know that when you break a lease, the law is generally on the landlord's side. Unless you have adequate reason to leave, the law will likely not be on your side. Don't think you can take this to court. It'll likely just add to your debt. After all, you signed a contract. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you like our videos.